Good evening, folks. Welcome, all of you listening wherever you might be joining in across the Cavs post-game edition, fresh off the victory over the Philadelphia 76ers. Tonight was one the Cavs had to have. There was no question that this was a must-win game. You're on the road for your next 5 over the next 8 days. So you're playing one at home, and what do? You take care of business, something that certainly needed to happen on this evening. It was not as flashy a finish as some of these other Cavs games where I've gone on and talked about in the post game. But man, a win is a win is a win. The big parts of the win, going beyond just this game, the Orlando Magic, who are within 2 games of the Cavs coming into the night, the Orlando Magic fell short. They blew a lead late against the Clippers. They were up by 5 points. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George put the finishing touches on that victory. So that's very important. The Milwaukee Bucks lost to the New Orleans Pelicans last night in that watch for the 3 seed. Going to have to get to the end of this game. The Spurs are leading the Knicks 110-106. Victor Wembanyama, 28 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists, but just 1 block. The Knicks have not wanted to challenge him. I've not watched the game, but he is right there. Yes, in tonight's victory, Jared Bates says it best. Let them know is exactly what the Cavs did tonight. As, you think about this season and the loss to the Hornets on Wednesday, you absolutely had to bounce back. And some key numbers. And by the way, just quick note from the Knicks Spurs. Jalen Brunson has 52 points with 6 minutes remaining. What a night it's been for Jalen Brunson. But for the Cavs, George Bang Bang G-Wagon Niang. 25 off the bench, delivered when they needed him, hit 9 of 13 from the field. The 25 points are the second highest total of his career. He stepped up when he needed to. You got to do, give George Niang the mic. Give him the mic. Give him the microphone and let him say whatever you want. He does have a podcast, the Bench Seat Podcast from George Niang. He's got one. He was there tonight when they needed him to be. Marcus Morris only played the second and fourth quarter. 3 points, 5 rebounds. Overall, his plus-minus was good. Tristan Thompson had but a rebound and 2 assists in a 6-minute shift, but his defense and his presence on the boards certainly was felt in this game. And Max Strus, 15 points of his own, locked it down defensively on the final sequence of the game. When you need to close down a win, that the Strus is loose. 2 games back for Max already has made a monumental impact on both ends. Obviously, the Hornets' loss is inexcusable, but the other interesting nugget, Donovan Mitchell had just 12 points and 8 assists. He shot 4 of 13, was far from his best, but he made 2 free throws when he had to. He deferred to Darius Garland late in the game. Garland was a team high plus 14, led all players in that category. On the other side, Kyle Lowry averages 7 a game and managed to put up 23. It's the third 20-point game of the season for Kyle Lowry, 1 against the Bucks, now 2 against the Cavs. They held Maxey to 7 of 26. Tobias Harris didn't do anything in the fourth quarter. Paul Reed had 5 offensive rebounds, 12 and 7, 3 blocks, but really didn't have a big impact in the fourth quarter. Sam Merrill, 4 of 8 from deep. George Niang, 5 of 8 from deep. The Cavs, 34 assists on 45 baskets. They were sharing the sugar, and that is what you need to do if you want to win these games. Everybody's got to get their touches, their opportunities. 7 players in double figures for Cleveland. They did not have Karis LeVert available. Did not have Craig Porter available. Craig Porter's value is a little less important when you have both Garland and Mitchell, but nonetheless, this is an important victory. Now look at the upcoming stretch for the Cavs. It's not going to be easy. They're on the road for the next 5, and then they finish the season with a 3-game homestand at Denver, at Utah, at Phoenix, at LA, at LA. 3 of these games start at 3:30 Eastern, which means 12:30 Pacific. So, 2 games are at 12:30 Pacific, but then they have the 1:30 game over in Denver. Although, these are the games. There's really no teams that the Cavs are in contention for seeds with left on the schedule. With Denver, Utah, Phoenix, LA, Memphis, Indy, Charlotte remaining, none of these teams are in the battle with the Cavs. It's Milwaukee, New York, Orlando, and Cleveland. Indiana might sneak in if they can pull some games out. They're having their second meeting with the Lakers. They got their revenge and won 109-90 this time around. So they took care of their business. Siakam had a double-double. But the race is going to be tight, Cavs fans, and they just have to stay ready. Got to be the fight. You got to let them know because they're coming. Mobley hit the go-ahead 3 tonight. What was that about? Love that he made it, but I was yelling at the TV when he took that shot. I know I'm not the only one. You want to see Evan shoot with confidence. It was a multi-three-pointer game for him. But when you're down a point inside 30 seconds, it's not really a 2-for-1 by the time the rebound is grabbed. You have to foul in that situation. For Evan to not only have the confidence, but something he hasn't done this year is shoot the 3 right away. Don't bring the ball down. Don't hesitate. Just let that thing fly. And Evan Mobley did exactly that. Game on the line after Philly had just taken the lead. Evan Mobley said, all right, I'm the number 3 pick from 2 years ago. I'm a DPOY runner-up. I've been injured. I got to show my value. And he did. He had multiple baskets inside the last 3 minutes of the game. Showed up when they absolutely needed him to. Jared Allen on the very last play after the Max Strus defense really, really came through. Grabbed the rebound, held on to it inbounds, and with .1, there was nothing the Sixers could have hoped to accomplish. This is how you win a darn basketball game, and you should be really, really proud of this game if you're anything to do with the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Sixers are nothing special without Joel Embiid. They're now 39-35. Not to knock them, but they're in the 8th spot in the East. They're now 1-5 in their last 6 games. They're doing the best with what they have, but it's not enough without Joel or DeAnthony Melton, who is one of their defensive anchors, been out with back problems for much of this season. You know, the Sixers are one of those sneaky teams where if they can get they can get Melton possibly back from his back issue, they can get Embiid back, things could change. But everyone that touched the court for the Cavs tonight had an impact. Not the best day for Isaac, who was dealt a tough hand with foul trouble. He shot just 1 for 4. Didn't have anything else outside the fouls and a turnover. But hey, a win is a win. The Cleveland Cavaliers knock off the Philadelphia 76ers. Evan Mobley game winner. Allen Mobley and Garland double-doubles. The Strus was loose. Mitchell important free throws. Marcus Morris on the floor making an impact. Double T is back as well. 25 points for George. Bang, bang, G-Wagon, Niang. Cavs are back on top. They're back on Sunday. Denver Nuggets. The game will start at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you get to it. Zach Weiss with you across the Cavs. Network 216. Saying adios after a wine and gold win.